Now the next topic is the conductors and insulators. Already all of you know about it. What are the conductors? The substances which allow electric current to pass through them is known as conductor. Now the question is, why the conductors can allow electricity to pass through them? Because they have free electrons, alright, and as the electric current can easily pass through them, so opposition offered to the current by the conductor are quite less, quite low, and opposition is termed as resistance. So resistance of conductors are quite low. Now what are the insulators? Insulators are the substances which do not allow electricity to pass through them, alright, and why they do not allow electricity to pass through them? Because they do not have free electrons, alright, and as electric current cannot pass through them, so we can conclude opposition offered to the electric current means the resistance of insulators are very high. So here I have given you the differences between conductors and insulators. That will help you to know the difference also and to know the characteristics of the conductor and insulators also. So you see, for conductor, the substance which allows electric current to pass through it; insulator, the substance which do not allow electric current to pass through it. Second point of difference, conductors have free electrons, insulators do not have free electrons. Third point of difference between conductors and insulators, resistance of conductor is quite low, whereas resistance of insulator is very high, and that's why electric current cannot pass through the insulator. Next one is that electrical circuit, we may consider that circuit is closed or complete. From the term only you can make out, or the circuit is open, means not closed. So when we can say the circuit is closed, when there is no air gap, key is closed. Alright, you know, key is the device or switch is the device which is the on or off device, isn't it? So if the switch or key is closed, then what happens? There is no air gap. Remember, air is a bad conductor of electricity. Air is an insulator of electricity. So if there is an air gap, just you consider, don't draw this diagram. If you consider that plug key you are using, the plug you have not inserted. So what is there here? Air is there. Alright. So there is a gap of air within the circuit. Then it is known as the open circuit. Okay. But if you put the plug in the key is closed, then the circuit is known as the closed circuit. Now through a closed circuit or complete circuit, current can flow. So when current is flowing, then resistance of the circuit is not infinity or very high, rather it is low. But when you consider an open circuit, means the key is open. Key is open means what? There is a gap of air within the circuit. Air is a bad conductor of electricity, so it is not allowing current to pass through it. So in an open circuit, no current flows through the circuit. And the most important part of an open circuit is that resistance of the open circuit is infinity. It is totally opposing the flow of the electric current through it. It is not allowing the electric current to pass through it. So what is the resistance of an open circuit? Resistance of an open circuit is infinity. So the points I have discussed related with the closed and open circuit, I have summarized here in the form of differences, so that if the differences come, then also you can write it. If it comes the characteristics of each circuit, then also you can write it. So you see what is the first point of difference between closed and open circuit. In closed circuit, there is no air gap in the circuit, but in open circuit, there is an air gap in the circuit. Then second point, in a closed circuit, current flows through the circuit. In an open circuit, no current flows through the circuit. Alright, and in a closed circuit, resistance is not infinity. Resistance is not infinity, it is low. Okay, not infinity, but in case of open circuit, resistance is infinity. So these are the differences or the concept of closed and open circuit. Now we have to know about an electric circuit which we can use to verify Ohm's law. So you see, if you want to verify Ohm's law, first you need to send current. So you need an electric battery. Then you have to switch it off or on, means you have to discontinue the current in the circuit. So you need a plug key. You have to measure current. So you need an ammeter. You have to measure the potential difference. So you need a voltmeter. Then according to Ohm's law, you know V proportional to I. So V equal to I into R. So a constant resistance is needed. So you need a constant resistance. Now, if you want to verify that V increases, I increases, so you have to change the current. Now, how you can change the current in the circuit? By using a resistor, variable resistance. So, these are the things we need to verify Ohm's law. Now, you see how to connect them. Now you see, instead leaving the voltmeter, the rest of the part, means the electric battery, the key, the ammeter, resistance and variable resistance, you have to connect them in series. So series means what? Join one end to the other end and make a closed circuit. So you see, you can make the circuit like this. Suppose you have taken the cell, then you have taken the key, then you have taken the resistance, then you have taken the variable resistance, then you have taken the ammeter and then joined it. So you see, you have made a closed circuit. Now here you see the way I have taken, the order I have taken, you may not follow it. Means I have joined the ammeter here. You may join the ammeter after the battery. Okay, you may take this one in place of key. Means any way you can just take them. But one point you have to remember, that you have to join one after another and make a closed circuit. Alright, first point. Second point. The moment ammeter you are connecting, then you know what is the how to connect the ammeter. Positive terminal should be connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So look at the diagram. This is the positive terminal of the battery. It is connected indirectly to this terminal of the ammeter. So what should be this terminal? This terminal should be positive and this terminal should be negative. So you see, negative terminal of the ammeter connected to negative terminal of the battery indirectly, directly or indirectly. Is that clear? So we have connected all the components leaving voltmeter. Now the question is, voltmeter where to connect? We want to measure, find out the resistance of the constant resistance. Okay, so we have to find out the potential difference across the constant resistance, isn't it? So where is the constant resistance? These are the 2 points of the constant resistance. So where you must connect the voltmeter? You must connect the voltmeter here. Okay, now few of my children, those who are very serious about their studies, means those who do not study and very careless about the studies, then what they do, you know, voltmeter connected in parallel, then sometimes they connect the voltmeter across the battery. Sometimes they even connect the voltmeter across the key. So just think about them, that what kind of seriousness they show in their studies. So understand it. Voltmeter is to measure the potential difference. Whose potential difference you want to measure? The potential difference across the constant resistance. So which one is the constant resistance? This is the constant resistance. So where to connect the voltmeter? In parallel? Parallel to the constant resistance. Okay. Now we have connected the voltmeter, but for voltmeter another point we have to consider, that positive terminal of the voltmeter should be connected directly or indirectly to the positive terminal of the battery. So look at the diagram. This is the positive terminal of the battery. So if I follow, continue it, where it is coming? Here. So this terminal should be positive and this terminal should be negative. Alright. So sometimes you may get the question on this topic like this, that these are the devices will be given to you and you will be asked to join them. So how to join, how to make a complete circuit, this is the complete circuit. But here you see, this is open circuit. Why? Because the key is open. So you have to put the symbol, means the key is closed and current is passing through the circuit, and this is the way you have to connect different devices. Now another question is asked that mark in the circuit diagram the direction of current. So what is the direction of current? I said regarding the electric cell, from the positive terminal current comes out. So you see, this is the positive terminal. So current is coming out, then the current is moving in this direction and passing through and going back to the electric battery. Is that clear? So this diagram you must practice at home, and also you must be careful regarding the positive and negative terminal of the voltmeter and ammeter. So that's the end of this chapter. Kindly learn all the important topics as I said in different videos. Thank you girls.